Well, hello, folks. Since it's Bisexuality Awareness Month week, I thought I'd talk about my bisexuality a little bit for y'all. Now, let's talk with the word itself. Bisexuality. It's definitely an identity. It's been my identity since I was 13 years old and read it in Dr. Spock's Everything You Want to Know About Sex But We're Afraid to Ask. But this story starts a little bit earlier than that. Now, I'm one of those people that thinks that sex is a good, healthy thing. It's okay. Sex is okay. There's nothing wrong with sex. There's certainly nothing wrong with sex, even amongst children of the same age. And that reads right to the point. Oh, did you see my t-shirt? See if I can get it. There's a good shot. But for me, just for me, I actually don't remember the time I had sex with another person the first time. I don't remember that at all. But I do remember that I started pretty young. I guess the real kind of vivid memories when I was like 7 or 8. Excuse me. 7 or 8. Before that, it was just fooling around, and it was same sex. I probably was introduced to same sex before I was introduced to opposite sex first. Only because parents didn't know what the fuck's going on. They just put the boys together and the girls together, and they ain't gonna have no sex. They're 2 little boys, they're 2 little girls. Well, no. They started having sex. And, well, my most vivid memories, I'm going 8, 9, 10. Okay, somewhere in there. And they were very definitely bisexual. I really didn't care. Oh, do you see my hat? Oh, that's my Seahawks hat. My dirty Seahawks hat. So, I, 6, 7, 8 are the earliest. And I'll talk about three situations. The first one was actually kind of kinky. We were at, there was like 3 boys and maybe 1 little girl, and we were all kids, and we were all 6, 7, maybe 8 years old. And for some reason, it turned into this kind of really weird sexual thing, and it was one of the kinkiest things I've ever been in my life. Weird, strangely enough. And there was like 3 boys and 1 woman, 1 girl. Boys, we were talking, can't be more than 7 or 8. Well, she goes in the closet, and she comes out naked. And there's all us little boys, hanging out. Well, she comes out, and she kind of starts, and kind of shows her stuff, and lets us touch her. Yeah, we started touching each other. She touched her. Yeah, I don't remember much other than that little snippet. And that was one of the first things. God, I think I'm not going to say names, because she might still be alive. Yeah, I'm still alive. All right, but then there was this family that my mom and dad and their mom and dad were bestest of friends, and they had a couple of boys, and there was me and my brother and my little sister, and the 2 families got together on a regular basis, right? And this is one of those situations where, we'll just put all the boys together. my little brother wasn't involved at all, and he wasn't involved. But we get into bed. When we go to bed, parents go out drinking. He's telling them on Tanner, we're going to drink a lot. And they're out drinking, and we're going to bed. And I might even be the oldest, but we go to bed. And, well, the three of us, me and these two sons of his family, start fooling around. And I do believe that was the first time I ever sucked cock, fucked, and got fucked. We did it all, the three of us. That night, we had a good time. We just had little pinky dicks, just little pinky dicks. So nothing hurt, nothing was bad. We just had these little pinky dicks. It was fun. Of course, you're not going to give you no names. Thank God my dad is dead, because if he ever found out this little story, he'd be upset. Maybe a couple more stories. All right. Another one. And this was a cousin. And this is a cousin that turned out to be kind of an asshole. But back in the day, everybody was around. We were on somebody's farm. No, that was somebody else. But this one, I have other stories. But this one, I think, again, we ended up in bed. And it was just a mutual masturbation society kind of thing. Him and I. But he turned out to be a gangster in the long run. Oh, geez. Yeah, I don't know. I think he's dead. Oh, and then there's back to the bisexuality part of this. Okay. And this one's so typical. So typical. All right. Some cousins, again, these cousins, always first cousins, and we were out on some of my grandmother's brothers and sisters' farm. I think it was west of Cut Bank. They had a little land up there at irrigation ditches. And I used to be an instigator. Oh, I was the instigator. I got it going on. We go up to the irrigation ditch, and I always liked my female cousin. We always hung out and this, that, and the other. Irrigation ditch. Well, why don't we go skinny dipping? Well, we did go skinny dipping, and I got to see some nice titties for the first time. Real life, honest to God. Nice titties. Okay? It was nice. That was one other episode. I was probably a little bit older. I might have been 11, 12. Now, the female cousin that we kind of developed a little relationship whenever we got together, because we always went up to grandparents' house and, cousins, to the point where, when you have when all the kids sleep on the floor at grandparents' house, and her and I ended up sleeping, and then I had a knuckle come up and say, hey, you guys better just kind of chill out. Don't do anything stupid, because you don't want to have crazy kids. To this day, that's really funny now that I think about it. What he said. You don't have to have sex because because we're too closely related. Oh, give me a break. Maybe my family's more fucked up. All right, so, from that point, it was just off to the races. I think I'm going to cut this particular story off yet. Then the next story is talking about how I learned that I am a bisexual, what that word meant. Little foreshadowing. It was at a sleepover where we were reading everything you want to know about sex, but we're afraid to ask because, oh my god, it was the closest thing to porn we had. Whoop it up! See you later.